Jodie Foster, you may know her as Clarice in Silence of the Lambs. She just did an interview with The Guardian, and here's the title. There are different ways of being a woman. Jodie Foster on beauty, bravery, and raising feminist sons. This is the person who is going to tell you that Gen Z is annoying. I think that's all I need to say. So here were her comments. She doesn't like the way Gen Z behaves in the workplace. She says they have a bad work ethic. I wouldn't necessarily disagree. Quote, they're really annoying. They're really annoying, especially in the workplace. They're like, nah, I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to come in at 10:30 a.m. Or in emails, I'll tell them, this is all grammatically incorrect. Did you not check your spelling? And they're like, why would I do that? Isn't that kind of limiting?
Okay, so one, limiting is a super Gen Z term that's very annoying. Two, why the hell is she giving people, why is she playing grammar Nazi with people?
I appreciate the work of a good email.
Ugh.
As an email writer myself. Do you think that I'm annoying? I'm a Gen Z in the workplace that you have to interact with every day. Would you agree with Jodie Foster?
No, you have a strong work ethic. You're very organized. No, this is, I've never sent you a message on like a Friday. Like, can we talk about this topic? You want to talk about this topic? You're like, I don't know, Brett. It's kind of limiting. Like, I don't know about that topic.
I don't know. Maybe. I guess we'll see in the transcripts when this ends up in a deposition. Foster also talked about raising her sons in a feminist household.
Red flag.
She is a lesbian who is in a lesbian marriage, and they were raised with two moms. They are now 21 and 25 years old. She said she recalled how confused her feminist, sports-averse sons, Kit and Charles, became when figuring out, quote, what it was to be a boy.
What the hell does it mean? Why is it a good thing that they're sports-averse? Seriously, that's a bad thing. You should encourage your kids to get into sports. Well, I don't take a lot of hardline stances on a lot of things. You should encourage your kids to get involved in at least one team sport for a couple of years. They can go do the other things, get them to do track, get them to do all of these other things. But getting them into a team sport is not just good for them physically, it's good for work ethic, it's good for learning to work with other people, right? This is more than just some lame idea from a feminist about men's masculine identities. Women love sports too.
Right. Well, in Jodie Foster's feminism demented brain, she is really proud of raising sons who are sissies, who don't like to play sports. So she probably discouraged them from doing anything that's stereotypically masculine. Here's how they reconciled that, not having a father. She said, there was a moment with my older one when he was in high school, because he was raised by three women, it was like he was trying to figure out what it was to be a boy. And he watched television and came to the conclusion, oh, I just need to be an asshole. I understand. I need to be shitty to women and act like I am an effer. She exclaimed, no, that's not what it is to be a man. That's what our culture has been selling you for all this time.
How the hell would she know what it is to be a man? She isn't one.
Good point. Good point. And someone who's raising sons without a father in the household would probably learn quickly that she isn't able to model masculinity for them. So if they're looking to television and movie stereotypes, that's probably going to be bad for their development. She also said she wants to help young people in the industry, like in Hollywood, who in her opinion need to learn how to relax, how to not think so much, how to come up with something that's theirs. I can help them find that, which is so much more fun than being the protagonist of the story. She said that she reached out to 20-year-old Bella Ramsey, the non-binary actress from The Last of Us.
Yep.
She said, I do a lot of reaching out to young actresses.
Which, I'm sorry, if a guy said that, even about actors, a little weird.
It is weird. No matter how you put it, it's kind of weird. She said, I'm compelled because it was hard growing up. She says it was really hard for her being a young woman in Hollywood, and she needs to help the young women coming up in Hollywood today.
Then they should ask you for help.
Yes.
The first thing you have to learn how to do is actually ask for help yourself.
So she arranged for Bella Ramsey to introduce her at the Elle Magazine Women in Hollywood celebration.
Mary, Once again, there are just so many women's summits. Like there is a market to be filled here right now, guys, for men's summits. We need to just have the Men Are Awesome summit and watch the people roll in, because guys are like, look, I've been going to these women's summits for decades. Look, I'm Will Ferrell. I've gone in and just debased myself at these women's summits for years by making fun of men. Let's go to some men's summits and have some women debase themselves for men. How about
they do a non-binary persons of Hollywood summit and like 12 people will show up? That'd be cool.
They do that with those, like the LGBTQIA summits and stuff like that.
She said the organizers were very proud of themselves because they got every ethnicity. However, she bemoaned that all the attendees are still wearing heels and eyelashes.
Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? They treat you like Pokemon. They caught them all. They caught all the ethnicities in there.
She is angry because the women in Hollywood are still wearing heels and fake eyelashes.
How dare they? How dare they?
How dare women in the entertainment industry attempt to be attractive? That is obviously misogynistic. So she noted that Bella Ramsey is a, quote, vector of authenticity. She said Bella gave the best speech, was wearing the most perfect suit, beautifully tailored, and a middle part and no makeup.
Notice how
makeup's bad.
All of
being attractive to men is bad.
All of these things just fall in line with what Jodie Foster considers to be beautiful.
Right, yes. As a lesbian. Yes. She said when she was an up-and-coming starlet, she never could have worn what Bella Ramsey did because, quote, we weren't free. We didn't have freedom. And hopefully that's what the vector of authenticity that's happening offers. The possibility of real freedom. So when Jodie Foster was in her 20s, what was this, the 90s?
Yeah, I guess.
She didn't have the freedom to wear a suit.
Nope.
She didn't have the freedom to not wear makeup.
Here's the thing that I pointed out is that Elliot Page often pointed out that when Elliot Page was Ellen Page, they would discourage her from wearing suits on red carpets, that she wasn't allowed to be as she wanted to be at that time. So what they're saying here is that I don't have the courage to just do it anyways.
I mean, whoever was discouraging Ellen Page from wearing suits on red carpets was correct. Yeah. That wouldn't look good.
Yep.
So if she developed a complex about it, that's not really their fault.
We got a $20 one here from Gordon Shumway. Says maybe Jodie Foster doesn't realize that Gen Z people, they keep moving on here, that Gen Z people who have poor work ethic were probably sports averse. Telling your coaches anything is limiting would result in running the stairs and bench. Shaking my damn head. Yeah,
that's a good point.
This is one of those great things. I love to see points where the coaches are still willing to at least push you hard and not be easy on the kids. Obviously, there's within limits. We don't want anyone getting abused, but you have to be pushed past your limits. I've had on more than one occasion, I was taken to task by my hockey coaches for things that I had done in games, being a little bit of a showboat, which wasn't necessarily looked on as necessarily the best of behaviors, and it righted my behavior, and it prevented me from doing so again. But it meant that you had to be singled out, you had to be put in your place, because you're young and you need to be guided. And,
right.
And the way that men guide you is very, very different from the way that women guide you. They are complementary to one another. You need both, right? There's another $20 one here from Dreamcast Knight. Says, no justice for Mocha, and there are no journos here. Also, Brett, do you know Tom, I don't know that last name, Learer? The 1960s satirist. If you haven't heard of him, you might want to check him out. I'll have to check him out. I have not. All right.
According to Jodie Foster, basically, Hollywood in the 90s was segregated by gender. Yeah. She said, we had other things that were good. I did the best I could for my generation. I was very busy understanding where I fitted in and where I wanted to be in terms of feminism. but my lens wasn't wide enough. I lived in an incredibly segregated world.
What? It's the 90s. I just saw this post the other day where Josie, the redheaded libertarian, was, she gets into it with people on Twitter, and somebody said to her, like, where is this magical colorblind, when was this magical colorblind society that you speak of? And she just wrote the 90s. Like,
Jodie Foster thinks that Hollywood was like post-Sharia law Iran.
Yes.
Basically, that's the way she's framing it.
It's the way they speak of themselves, as if they've all survived some great tragedy, or it's just so self-aggrandizing. All of it. It's so self-aggrandizing.
Not capable of introspection.
No, none of them are.
And really, she should be kicking herself for the consequences of raising her sons in a fatherless household.
Her children are literally Gen Z. Your parenting style is what created this work ethic.
Alex Clark posted about this, and she said about her sons starting to watch TV and movies for ideas on what men should be and acting it out. It's almost like children need a mother and a father.
It's crazy.
What a novel concept.
Again, there is no introspection there. Like, nothing clicks there. Like, wow, if my children have to go to look at the movies to figure out what it's like to be a guy, then maybe I should. And I'm not even saying necessarily the dad. Like, have a strong male role model. Do you have a brother? Do they have uncles that are good men that can play a huge role in their life?
Maybe if she didn't despise men so much, and if she weren't so repulsed by men and pathologically obsessed with hating men, then she would have been able to stand having a male role model for her sons. But she's not capable of seeing through her own bullshit.
Nope.
As much as she wants everyone to be gender neutral, reality persists. Thank you, guys.
Let's go!
Also, this Guardian article says that Jodie Foster was the most visible lesbian in Hollywood. Quote, not that she really wanted to talk about it until the 2020s, when it became trendy to talk about your sexuality all the time.
It didn't benefit her career at the time.
But wasn't Ellen DeGeneres actually that?
Perhaps.
The most visible lesbian in Hollywood? Or
I always think of Jane Lynch. Jane Lynch is the first name that comes to mind for me.
I don't know. But I just want to say, Jodie Foster, even if what she's saying about Gen Z holds some weight, she is not really the person to say it, because she is at fault in a small part for why Gen Z has turned out the way they have.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.